And we were watching you and you were talking about the old still site.
Oh,
and
right,
your dog was running around.
Oh God, yeah, Wallace.
Wallace is a character, really, Wallace.
Just a wee bit.
He's good.
Yeah, I'm Drew McKenzie Smith. I'm the founder and managing director of the Lindores Abbey Distillery.
We're big fans already.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Love the bottle.
Excellent.
It's your first time at Fife Whisky Festival?
No, I was at the very first one, and then we've been involved every year because we have the pre-festival dinner is always at Lindores, year on year. So, but I haven't been back till this time. Because Helen and I do lots of the shows abroad and things like that. But this weekend we've got a perfect storm of everyone being scattered to the four winds.
Other places, yes.
So Helen volunteered.
Ideal.
But it's great to see it. I mean, we've been supporters of it from day one. And what I really like is when we were first asked, I wasn't 100% sure it was going to work, but we thought we'll back it anyway. And well, how wrong am I? It's sold out within minutes each time.
I know, really successful.
It's such a good festival. It's small enough that you can get around everything, but big enough that.
And I really like the fact that they were saying that even though it does get sold out, and I think a lot of people say, I should move to a bigger premises, and they're saying, no, it works here. You don't want it to be a huge, big rammy. So no, we like it. I look forward to having you look around and see what else is here.
Yes. What do you think is not to be missed on your table?
I would say on our table we brought out a Fife dram. And this isn't me trying to sell it because I think it's just about sold.
I'm desperate to try it.
Yeah, it's really good. We had it as the first dram last night, and it was just an idea because it was a Fife Whisky Festival. Let's celebrate Fife, and I think there was a couple of 100 bottles, but it's really, I would say it's nice, but if you're trying anything on the table, I would try that. Even if it's gone, I would try it. It's cracking.
We'll go. And what do you think? Have you spotted anything else around the festival that should not be missed as well?
Unfortunately, not yet. I'm sure there is. Don't get me wrong. But because we had
quite early in the day.
Well, and we had obviously quite a few drams last night, so Helen and I rocked up about 20 minutes ago. So I haven't had a chance, but when I do, I'm sure there'll be some good stuff.
Good. Do you think, us being in Fife and you being a Fife distiller, do you think Fife should be a whisky region? It's
a funny one that I've been asked that before. My take on it is yes, but not yet.
Yeah.
And the reason, because we're very central with Fife and things like that, and I love the fact that we're in Fife and we've got King's Barnes and all the other ones in Fife. I love that. But on a more commercial basis, my concern is, so if you go to a whiskey bar and you look at the whiskey list and there's Highlands, Island, all the different ones, and nearly everywhere the Lowlands is at the bottom, and there's maybe only 4 or 5 maybe. And then if that is divided, you're going to end up just with hardly anything. But genuinely, I hope in 10 years time or something like that, it is something, and we'd support it, because I'm not against the idea. I just think it's a wee bit soon at the moment.
Totally. And do you think there are any other regions that should be regions that aren't regions yet?
Well, I think they're pretty much all catered for. I know they're talking about sort of separating. Am I right in thinking they're separating the island, or they're thinking about?
I think lots of people think islands should be separate. I kind of do. But
it's a tricky one. But I suppose with so many more opening up all over the place, you might get to the point that even the Lowlands is, well, you've got, if Fife breaks away, and then if you're down next to the border and things like that, so you end up sort of scattergun. The weird thing, I suppose, is a lot of people nowadays are kind of ignoring the regions anyway. We went to a lot of the whiskey shops. Doesn't matter where you're from. It's the flavour profile.
Because they're kind of crossing lines now.
Well, that's
a little bit more. So.
Yeah, when the very outset at Lindores, when Jim Swan was still around and we were chatting about different things, and as you've been there, you know the history. And one of the teeny bits of history is the monks were given permission to take 200 cartloads of peat from what is now Ladybank. So we know the monastery was heated with brushwood and peat, and I'm not saying for 1 minute the aquavita was peat or anything like that, but it did give us you know, I said to Jim, I said, there's nothing to stop us being a peated distillery. And we thought about it. Well, he thought about it, I think, for about 5 seconds, and said, but you don't want to be a disruptor. You know, you can do a peated expression later on. So yeah, I think it's more about the flavour profiles. Doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
And I do wonder if some will start clawing back some of the regionality, because more distilleries like yourself are opening up that use local ingredients. That is a reflection of the locality more so than it has been maybe in previous years.
Well, all our barley comes from within about half a mile of the distillery, so you think that's got a bearing on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of more the focus nowadays, isn't it?
Totally.
What's the best or the weirdest and most wonderful tasting note you've ever either heard or had yourself in a whiskey, one of yours or another?
I think, actually it was very, very early on, and it was this the aquavitae, and someone described it as meaty. I thought I couldn't quite get my head around that. There's lots of different things, saddle soap, you name it. And I used to love the thing that they do in this, I think they still do in the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, those boxes with tennis balls and bits and bobs. And I thought that's such a clever thing. But no, I think meaty was the one that stuck out, not necessarily in a good way.
Fair. It's not kind of something you want in your drink.
Not really, it wasn't, not what I'd be looking forward to.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure.
That was excellent.
Thanks very much for coming to interview.
It's a pleasure.
For a little 5 minutes. We've kind of like scheduled that all in. You can just move this away. Sorry.
I did wonder about that.
This is nice to see you.
A lovely night last night.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Very good.
Suffering for a wee bit now.
Yeah, no, it was really enjoying it.
I'm really sorry.
This is live TV.
No, I know.